It's been a long time since I've been addicted, and addiction has never felt as good as it feels when experiencing MegaBonk. But unlike heroin or fentanyl, MegaBonk is a video game. A game where you play as a little character and you go around lighting shrines while unlocking weapons until you find a circle shrine that summons a boss with a name like the Silver Stroker or some shit. This all seems simple enough, but it works. The gameplay is like your drug dealer. It keeps you coming back for those little hits of dopamine. Never mind that when you go on a losing streak while trying to do a specific build, you feel anger. Never mind that most of the weapons are fairly shit without the right build. What matters in the end is that you have fun. So, is MegaBonk fun, or is this just another case of substance abuse? I don't know what to tell you, but I'm genuinely having fun with MegaBonk. But I've never tried heroin, so who knows, maybe there's not much of a difference. After all, both activities end with dying. But death isn't permanent in MegaBonk. The gameplay loop goes something like this. Load up a game, survive, die, maybe unlock something, and repeat until day turns to night. But how exactly do you survive in MegaBonk? Especially when a screen looks like this. Well, there's two keys to survival in MegaBonk. First of all, you gotta have regen. You see, you're taking all this damage, you're dealing with all these enemies, and you're not healing. What happens next? You die. I myself carry at least two sources of regen, a medkit and a tome. The tome on its own is pretty trash, there's no denying that, but I think most people fail to consider pairing it with other sources of healing. They're all trying to get on a leaderboard. Don't worry about that right now. I'm trying to get you through the final boss. And as someone who was on a leaderboard for at least 15 minutes, you can trust me. So grab the regen tome, a couple of medkits and a few shrine buffs, and you won't even have to think about healing. The second key to survival in MegaBonk is defense. I cannot stress this enough. Healing is no good if you're dying in 2 hits. So grab that shield tome and the Aegis when you see them. They'll keep you standing when the final boss hits you back to back to back with the bullshit truth seeking orb. Now, for killing enemies, I would suggest the attack speed tome and the quantity tome, but you can play around with different ones. I've tried different tomes, and there's a lot that fit well with certain weapons. Speaking of weapons, you can pretty much choose any weapon as long as they pair well with your tomes and with other weapons. Just make sure you have at least one ranged weapon in your arsenal. You don't want to get in a situation where you gotta beat up the boss's ass in order to deal damage. I failed to mention that you need a bit of luck to get somewhere in this game. So if your stock portfolio looks something like this, maybe stay away from the game. The most frustrating thing about MegaBonk is the inconsistency. Imagine going to a restaurant, you eat dinner and you're like, this place is pretty good. You leave and you feel like you had a good time. Then you go back the next week, and it looks exactly the same on the outside. But when you enter, it's now an Indian restaurant instead of a Chinese restaurant. You still decide to eat there expecting a good time. Hell, maybe you're even a little excited. But then, you just get fucking destroyed. Food poisoning. That's basically what MegaBonk's balancing is. The only consistent thing about the game is how often you get fucked in the beginning moments of the game. You could have an all-star run and then die away in 3 minutes every game afterwards. The reason being, because you keep getting these fuck-ass upgrades and tomes instead of what you really need. And by the time you get all those items banished to the Shadow Realm, you're basically already fucked. But maybe I'm taking this game a little too seriously. After all, it's an indie game, not some quadruple A game developed by some bitch-ass billion-dollar company incapable of executing a good idea properly. But I digress. Is this game worth the price of 2 McChickens?